Welcome, everyone. This is our first event as Renjoy Washington. We're really excited. Yay! So we're officially a Renjoy affiliate, and we thought what great timing with Fiona being here. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Global Awakening Day to all come together and see each other for a change in person.
Yeah, this is amazing. We have about 20 here in person and 70 online. So special. And to see all of you. I think if we had changed our name to Rinjwe Washington earlier, we could get 20 people per Qigong practice. But no, of course, we're so grateful to have Fiona here. She just had what I've heard is an amazing retreat in California. So we're lucky enough to make this work.
Nice. So we'll get an opportunity to talk with Fiona a little bit more in a little bit, but first Fiona's gonna set a chi field for us, and then Zach and I will start off with a few questions for her, and then we'll open it up to in-person people, and then also online for a few more questions, and then we'll finish off with Fiona leading us through a chance to connect with the Global Awakening Day Chi Field, which is one of the reasons why we're all coming together today. In our time zone, the official Global Awakening Day is tomorrow, but we're taking this time to connect in with UNC ceremony in Australia. So we'll be tuning in at that time. And I think it's just such a cool opportunity there are a lot of Global Awakening Day events going on around the world, and just thinking of all of us from different pockets and places, just setting our intentions for more wisdom and realization. Anything else before we hand it off? Okay.
Great.
Good.
Yeah. Thank you. Hello, everyone. How are you? So beautiful to be here with you today on this special day, the Global Awakening Day. It's a very special day where we can set our intention for the year ahead, for our growth towards realization and wisdom, and the opening of our heart. So I'll now create a chi field for us. So let's all join in that together. So just look straight forward and draw your vision back softly into your body. Take a moment to feel the breath flowing in and out of your body. Feel all of your cells receiving this breath. And feel the chi in your body. Feel the aliveness in your body. Feel gratitude for your own body. Start to feel the space inside. Let yourself let go of attachment to your identity and body. In your consciousness, and just feel the space. Expand the space out. So your awareness goes out into the universe, becoming one with the universe. Draw the awareness back to your body, calm and peaceful. Feel your beautiful heart, and let your heart open to the universe with reverence and utmost gonging. Let the bright universe nurture your heart, compassion and love. Feel relaxed, free and joyful. Chi flowing harmoniously and smoothly. Feel your heart connecting with your Ensure family all over the world. All the hearts connecting with Yansur and Melissa, all the way over in Australia. Feel the network of hearts all over the world. Feel the chi field. Feel the gong jing. Feel our intention to uplift ourselves and uplift others. And feel the joy of this. Open your arms out. And feel all the love and support of the universe. Slowly draw it all back into your heart. Hold this in your heart, a special light. Open your arms again. Feel all the chi of the universe. And slowly draw it all into lower dantian. Nurture chi quietly. When you're ready, if you wish, you can open your eyes, or if you wish to stay internal, have your eyes closed. That is wonderful as well.
Thank you. So,
I'm just talking.
yeah, it is hard to talk. um, we know everyone here in person and many online. So I think most people know your story, but if you wouldn't mind, just in case there's anyone new, just sharing a brief version of, if it's not possible, but where you're at now and how that came to be.
Well, I started doing Rensure quite a while ago now, but it was because I was very ill. I had adrenal fatigue and fibromyalgia, and I had to stop work. And I had been given by a specialist a diagnosis of those illnesses, and that I had 2 years to live.
Wow.
So I couldn't really walk very well anymore. And the specialist told me that it would get worse and worse till I'd be in a wheelchair and then lose the ability to move my body, and my organs would start shutting down. So I had tried quite a lot of alternative, methods, but nothing really was doing much. And then luckily, I met a teacher, Kim Knight, and she was teaching a workshop in Auckland for the 2 first methods, T1 and D1, and I went to that, and I could really feel the chi in my body. And I could feel the problem of the chi in my body. I could feel that it was actually really revolting, actually, to feel. And I could feel when people were practicing in the room, the chi. So I knew it was very powerful. And I asked Kim, how could I learn it? And just by chance, in 2 weeks' time, they were going to have level 3. So I quickly did level 1 by correspondence, and then I went to level 3. and it was really amazing. And then I just kept learning from there. And then I got better. In about a year, I was pretty much almost better. And then I could see that what had really caused my illness for me was my passions, my ways of being, the thoughts I was having in my head over and over again, the feelings I was having about myself and others over and over. So I started really working on those. And because I could tell that I hadn't really gone back out in the world yet, I was kind of in this little cocoon, just been getting over the illness. As soon as I knew that when I go out in the world again, I knew I'd start doing those ways of being. I could feel them like right there. So I knew I had to do something about them. And I knew I was torturing myself, really. So I worked really hard on that. And I worked on Tongwan as well to open my heart, to help open my heart, on the patterns, and on Mingwan Ju Cha, which kind of just started happening naturally for me. I hadn't learnt the method yet, but it started happening naturally. So then I had lots of growth from doing that. Yeah.
Can you go back to the doctor after that type of reversal? I mean, and let them know.
No, I didn't. But there wasn't anything wrong with me. I didn't really know. I wasn't really into doctors anyway. But I didn't see the point really. So I never went back.
Nice.
I mean, I couldn't, all the pain in my body had gone. So I knew I was okay. And I've not gone back since. Yeah. I knew that one of the patterns I had, or a group of the patterns I had, caused the illness, because when I started running that pattern, my shoulder would get sore, and then it would start traveling down my arm, and then it would start going down my other arm. So, and then it would go through my whole body. But I never let it get to that point, because I could see this was the pattern. All I did is work on the pattern, and then the pattern would go away, and then the pain would go away. So I knew it was definitely a pattern creating it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't have that pain now. So after working on that pattern.
And then there was a leap. So that is like sort of what benefit anyone could have an experience with Renjue.
Yeah.
And then how many years until an even bigger shift happened or another shift happened?
I don't really know how long it was, because I had the moment, I had the place in Renshu, you have a heart opening. They call it the heart opening stage. And then you have the stage where you would traditionally call it enlightenment. So the first stage, when I reached the heart opening stage, before I reached it, I was just feeling so happy, like more and more and more for no reason. And, even in bad times, I would feel I couldn't repress this happiness. When I was with my family and something bad had happened, I would have, how could I now pretend it was bad? I couldn't. I felt this welling up of joy and everything. And then that one day, you probably heard the story, but I went swimming and I was lying on my back in the water, and I had this moment where I just completely merged with the universe. And it was like the most immense love was just incredible. And then I was just loved in this place. I didn't exist anymore. And I don't know how long I was there.
In the ocean?
Yeah. And then I floated out to sea by accident because I wasn't there. And when I came back, I was out in the ocean, quite a long way out. But I wasn't scared at all. And I didn't even think, do I need to go back? You know, am I going to die? I didn't even worry about that.
Yeah. So in that experience, I mean, were you aware, were you thinking, well, this is odd because normally I would be scared of this and I'm not? Or were you just
Well,
there?
I did have a thought. I can't swim very well.
Mm.
Will I be able to get back? And I thought, well, I could only really dog paddle. And I was quite a very long way out. And I was like, well, it doesn't matter if I die. I really didn't mind anymore. And so it took a lot. It just didn't feel like I needed to go back. So eventually I kind of went back, like, oh yeah, go back. But it wasn't really like, there wasn't much drive left. There wasn't any drive really. Yeah. Because I was just connected to the universe.
That's kind of one of the questions we had for you today. You know, seeing as it's Global Awakening Day where, you know, we're setting our intentions for the year, it sounds like there were times where you were really focused, you know, whether tongue you in or ling you in. And like there were times where things were really natural, like Joy Cha, when you're saying it was taking over. I'm sure you didn't plan for that to happen when you went for a swim.
No, I did not.
So sort of as advice or, you know, some feedback for the group, you know, as we set our intention, what do you suggest we aim towards? Is it nothing or everything?
Well, I suggest that you aim to be in your heart all the time. Is in trust that nothing else in the world is as important as that. That will require immense trust. Things like making money, having enough food to eat, all that kind of stuff. I mean, these things are important. I'm not saying don't do them. But, you know, being right, you know, am I going to be right? Am I going to win this argument? Am I going to get what I want? I need to get what I want. These things aren't important at all. But we get sidetracked into those ways of being, into those patterns, where we start thinking they're the most important thing. There's nothing more important than being in your heart.
Where do you think, or how might you suggest we counter the momentum of that information and of the false self if those patterns are so predominant?
Well, practicing the Renshu system, of course, is important. So practicing Tongwan every day is what I recommend. Practicing Lingwan and watching your patterns is really important. And practicing Mingwan, Zhu Cha, very important. As well, of course, practicing a moving method every day so you have enough chi that you don't slip into patterns. But the last three methods are the focus. The moving methods are important, but not so important as the last three methods.
Mm-hmm. I think that's helpful to hear because I hear, it's a common experience in our community of there's so much information and so much opportunity to learn more and retreats and materials. And it's so helpful and important to have that out there and all the different methods. And I think it's common for people to kind of all of a sudden go, okay, where do I put my focus, or where do I start or continue when there's, it can feel overwhelming to go, oh yeah, I want to reread that again, and I want to do this again, and I want to do this. And any
Yeah.
more thoughts on that?
Well, it is. There's a lot to do in a day. And this is the can be a problem, can't it? To actually fit it all in. I mean, I'm not suggesting that you give up your job or something, because that may not actually be a practical thing. So you can fit everything in. But there's ways that you can do it. I mean, Juru Cha, the last method, you do it all the time. You can do it all the time. No one knows you're doing it. This is the method where you have awareness. So you're in a special state of calm, relaxed, natural, integrated, unified, harmonious. And you're watching from this state. And you're watching any patterns that run through you, any disturbances you have, but you're not getting attached to those things. It's a stealth method. No one knows you're doing it. I'm doing it right now. So that's one of the most important things. You can do it anytime. You can do Tong Wan as you go to sleep. You can do Ling Wan even when you walk around, actually. You don't have to do it sitting down necessarily. When I was really going for it, I did Ling Wan sitting down twice a day, but I also did it when I was walking around as well. And then, of course, you need to do some moving practice as well.
It seems like, you said earlier when you put, opening your heart and being in your heart is the number one priority, that it kind of sounds like the space for all of that shows up, as opposed to kind of fitting it around other things.
Yeah.
That's the number one priority.
Well, it comes very creative. Creativity opens, and you start to see opportunities. You just start to see opportunities like with you and another person. Like, can I be in my heart right now? And what takes me out of that? Can I trust just to be in my heart and not let the patterns take me away? Very important thing, not to be taken away. But easier said than done sometimes.
I forgot. Yeah, so I guess when that moment occurred, well, I guess what is it like now for you? For, you're setting your attention and you're having a very different experience, and you care about things, or just, face the moment. What does it look like for you?
I do care about things.
Fair enough.
But without attachment. So if something doesn't happen the way I would like it, then that is the universe helping me. Everything is the universe helping me. Everything.
Is there a stopgap for that experience? Do you go in and out of that, or do you just look at what's in front of you and say, or it instantly comes to you?
I don't really have that attachment now, like I used to, but I practice not having it. I don't have the attachment to it has to occur a certain way anymore. I just don't have it. So I don't really have to try to be there, to try and lose the attachment.
Yeah.
I did used to, but not now. I mean, this is about trust and safety. Like imagine, like this Global Awakening Day. So a really great thing to consider is that the universe is a safe place. Even though it may do things that seem unsafe, it is actually doing it for a reason to help you grow. So if you can stay in that place of trust and feel like the universe loves you and that you are not alone, holding that place that you are not alone is a very important thing to do, because you're not alone. It's only your patterns, your false self, that makes you believe you're alone. We are actually all connected right now. If you have the trust that we are connected right now, nothing can hurt you because we are one. And everything that's happening is happening as an extension, as a growth of the whole universe. The whole universe is evolving and you're part of that. You're part of the creativity of the universe. There's nothing to fear. Nothing to fear. Not even death. Not even suffering.
Thanks.
Might have gone off topic.
That's what we're here for. Amazing. You have another question?
Just thinking about that trust and, thinking of Global Awakening Day as a time to set intention for ourselves and for the whole world. And so do you have any advice on, as we do that, getting ourselves into that place of trust, as opposed to allowing our false self to take over with plans and ideas of those intentions?
I suggest going back to a simpler place. A place where you're pure and innocent and trusting that you can be in that. You can actually decide to do that anytime. You don't need to have everything worked out in that place. You're just like that flower. So you are nature. Let go of everything that's over the top of being nature. And just let yourself be nature. That's like a simple way of looking at it. I connect. I deliberately go around and connect with these things like this flower like with your toe, Kelly, with the spoon, because they all got this kind of innocence and purity. That's the practice I do. Just taking on that practice can be quite transforming. It's a heart practice.
Nice. I think it's a good time to invite some other people to share or have questions, online or in person. If anybody's interested, you can, it's a small enough room, but line up over here. It's probably
Line up.
kind of had a plan and
It's a good plan.
does anyone want to raise their hand? Here, so we need you to take this. That's the
You need to
logistic.
take the magic spoon. It's a really nice thing to hold.
Thank you. You talked about your shoulder pain and
Yeah.
it went down to your arm.
Yeah.
I experienced that the last few months, especially. It's been like increasing. Like, what was your experience with that, and how did you get through that and strengthen that? Then I'm working on that. I'm like massaging it, doing it during certain movements, and haven't hit that stride yet.
Have you learnt the practice of Ling Wan yet?
Maybe
Has he?
I'm off the game a little bit lately. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But
So we don't know if all illnesses, all pain is caused from patterns. And when I say patterns, I mean ways of thinking, ways of feeling, ways of being in the world. But it's worth investigating whether or not that pain is caused by that. So you could investigate whether when it gets stronger or not so strong, do you notice it getting bigger and smaller?
when I wake up, I feel like it's the worst.
Yeah. Yep.
And then I massage it for a while. I use some of my balls that I use for it to try and massage some of the pain out of it, do some stretching on it,
Yeah.
and it gets a little better.
Yeah. And then during the day, what happens?
Yeah, it's still there the whole day, and it's just kind of better as the day goes on.
Yeah. And do you feel it's caused by something you physically did, or is it caused by something else?
I blame my bed. I'm
You
blaming
blame
my
my bed?
sleeping position, stuff like that. I sleep on my side. I'm like, I need to sleep on my back more, that kind of stuff.
And has your bed always caused you this problem? I'm now
Yeah, that's
asking
a
you
good
very
question.
detail.
I don't know
I
about
can't
that.
diagnose it, right?
Yeah.
But these are things to look at.
Mhm.
So you might be having a thought, but for me, right, my pattern was that I had to be perfect and I had to achieve. And not only did I have to achieve, I had to achieve perfectly to put a lot of pressure on me. And that was creating the pattern. It was actually kind of like a pattern that was going against that pattern. So the pattern of achieving and being perfect was running, driving me forward. And then there was another pattern which said, I can't take this. And it made the body have the pain to get me out of it. Because this other one was horrible. And it wasn't until I resolved that, the one that was really driving me, that this one could like go, I don't need to do this job anymore. And then it relaxed.
So for you, it was more of the pattern work and understanding your patterns than it was the movement and the practice.
The movement and practice helped, but the pattern was still there. Like the movement practice definitely helped because it helped chi go through my body, right? But I could still keep having the sore shoulder, start again. And then I would do my qigong, it would go away. then it started again. It wasn't until I resolved that pattern that it all completely disappeared and doesn't ever happen anymore. So going from both places, very helpful.
Thank you.
You may want to try Ren 1 for what you've got going on as well.
I'll ask more about that ocean story. I want to hear about that.
I actually already know the answer, but for some reason I really want you to answer it and to fill the room a bit with said information. So
Sure.
do you have a wish to go back
Go back
to before
to before my
before the
shift.
ocean? Yeah, before
Before
the
my shift.
Yeah.
No. No, I definitely don't. When I first had the shift, it was a bit confusing because I lost a lot of myself. So I kind of lost the drive to do some hobbies and things like that, and the things I liked about the world. Like I love kayaking, but I used to be really quite obsessed with going kayaking every weekend. And I thought when I got better, I'd be going to do that. But all of that kind of went away. I mean, I still go kayaking, I still love it, but I'm not so much an individual anymore. So that was a bit confusing. I also was confused when I first had the shift that all the stuff going on, there wasn't much going on in my head anymore. And I didn't really know who I was because of that, because it was quite empty. And it was like losing, I didn't lose all my identity, definitely not. I still have patterns. I'm not saying I don't, but I lost a lot of things. And that was a bit disconcerting to not have a me. But after for a while, I didn't do much. I just sat there on the deck for about 6 months, on our patio, not really knowing what was going on. But that kind of shifted too. So I didn't want to go back even then because it was pretty incredible, to be honest, what was going on. But it was unusual, strange. I definitely don't want to go back now. I've never wanted to go back. What I want to do is I want to help the whole world. That's what I want to do. Does that answer? Yeah. Is that the answer you thought?
Much better.
Oh.
So we have a question online from Julia. Does Fiona have any advice on how specific or broad to go with setting intentions for a year? Uplift yourself and uplift others is very broad. How does this specificity emerge for Fiona?
Okay, so I do an exercise myself when I set my intentions for the year. And we can do that right now if you like. Just a little going inside. So just let yourself go inside. Close your eyes. Feel your heart. Feel everyone in the room with us and everyone online. And Sir and Melissa. And just do a review of your life. at the moment. And just feel anywhere in your life where you're not in your heart. You're not living from your heart. Any people in your life that you sometimes are not in your heart with. And when are those times? When do they happen? You feel any times you're not in your heart with yourself. Any moments you are lacking trust in the universe. Any moments where what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and what you're doing is not beneficial to all. It's not beneficial to everyone. In any moments where you're not in joy and happiness and letting yourself be free to be you, to be your authentic, true self. To be the individual you, just like a leaf is different from another leaf. You're allowed to be you. Just look and see if there are any moments where this is not happening. You're not allowed to be you. Enjoy. Perhaps you're hiding yourself away. Perhaps in some places you're not being the light. This is the review I do for Global Awakening Day. These areas I identify are the places I look to grow in the coming year. So just note these places. When we do the meditation, let your heart and true self open up to the solutions, to the places and ideas and creativity on how to grow in these areas. Just make a note of this for you. And when you're ready, you can come back to the room.
Um, when you talked about that state of innocence, um, it made me think why are we so complicated? Why is it, what's the gift or that is given to us, you know, with this consciousness, with this ability even to create patterns and to create healthy patterns as well, you know, and in the mix, there's a lot of things that, you know, create the thread of our lives and is very valuable and positive, right?
Yes.
But and I guess it has to do with, you know, this identity is how, why are we so different from a flower, from a dog, or from a rock, you know? It's this and how difficult, or yeah, tell us more about how to really come back or focus on that innocence.
Mm.
I feel that it's so foreign in a way to my
Mm.
heart, you know.
Yeah. Well, the patterns are getting in the way, aren't they?
Yeah.
To being able to be innocent. So anytime you feel a constriction inside of you, in your body, in your consciousness, and in your heart, and you feel disturbed in any way, you know you're in a pattern. The problem with this is when you start looking, well, for me, I was in a pattern 99.9% of the time. So then an investigation needs to start to be able to open, to resolve those patterns so you can create new patterns. And then you open the space where the heart can shine forward, through, and then it opens the door to the true self. It might seem like the true self is just like a good version of us on a good day. But I can assure you it's not. It's something much more. Something that is astounding. It's so astounding that you can't conceive of what it is. That is why it's worth doing. To be this vigorous with ourselves. The first time I saw my true self was like nothing else in my life ever before. And that was just a a tenth of a second of seeing the true self. Just seeing the true self for a tenth of a second is like opening the door to the universe and the whole universe coming inside of you. Even if it closes after that, because it did for me, it usually would. It's so incredible that it gives you so much nourishment, so much nurturing, so much wisdom and information that you just feel inspired and you want to keep doing the work to get there. I think I've gone off track, have I? But the work is quite, the work is quite a lot of work, but it's worth it. Just for 1 second of the true self. Even if you had 1 second of the true self for your entire life, it'd be worth it. Does that answer? Or
Yeah.
Is there any other question about it?
It's this returning to a state, or returning to something that we don't know.
Yeah,
It's just so mind-blowing, because we know most of what we do
yeah,
in our lives, right? The knowing is such a drive in our lives. So going to even the word innocence, or nature, that we are in nature, is just, it's a big unknown. It's a big, so that's maybe where the work is, like to continue to.
Can you go there? Can you go there? Can you find those places?
I do when I'm in nature.
Yeah,
For sure. Yes, I have a moment when I feel joy.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what you want to do is increase that, right? So that moment in nature, you could go out in nature more. You could bring nature into your house and just keep looking and feeling it as much as you can.
Because that's the heart, right?
Yeah, that's you're opening your heart. That's what's happening when you're with nature. You're opening your heart. Yeah. You're becoming unified with the universe when you're in nature. It's just natural for that to happen. You could get like, a rock that you love and hold it and just unify with it. Feel your heart. A rock has a heart. All things have a heart. And they actually want to connect with us. So it's about creating those moments. And when you go out of those moments, right, and you go into the patterns, don't beat yourself up about that. It's normal to do that. And you just get back on track. And you're going to have to get back on track 1,000 times a day at least. It's the work. Sometimes people think, oh, I've gone out, and they're waiting for something else to bring them back in. Like a moment out here will bring them in. It might happen, but it's not going to happen enough. You've got to create those moments for yourself so that you will go back in. And you will have to do it 100 times a day instead of 1,000. I think it's probably too much. It may not be. And the funny thing is, when you do it really consistently, you will see the results really quickly. That's what I noticed. If you really commit to doing that over and over and over, and no, I'm going to fall out, but I have to bring myself back in. No one else is going to bring me in. I have to do it. You might put post-it notes up all around the house, in the car, to say, go back to your heart, go back to your heart, go back to your heart. Because when you're in the patterns, the false self does not want to go back to the heart at all. The false self has forgotten there's a heart. So you need some sort of prompts. It's worth it though.
And the contrast becomes more and more evident.
Yeah.
Between the heart and between the false self in the pattern.
Yeah, and you get to realize that the false self is just nothing. It really isn't anything. It's just this kind of, it's just like a piece of paper. It doesn't really, that's insulting a piece of paper, because a piece of paper is actually really good. But it is a robot. And once you start, you keep getting distracted by the robot thinking it's real. But it has no creative thought. It has no creativity. And everything's just the same over and over again. You will notice this. Every time you go into the pattern, it's the same. It's just a different topic. Do you want to keep having an authentic, just to be a robot? Do you want that? You probably don't want that. But you keep getting trapped thinking that the robot is having, wow, great new ideas. But it's not. It really isn't. And by doing what we're just talking about, that practice, going back in 100 times a day, you will start to see, oh, these things don't hold any substance. They're just nothing. There's nothing actually here. The emptiness, not good emptiness, bad emptiness. I was saying at the retreat, they're like cardboard cutouts. You think there's something, but they're nothing.
Thank you.
So we have 3 questions that are online. I'll go ahead and do one of the online questions and then I'll pass it on. Okay, so this question is from Roberta. My question is how to best navigate all the bad news, like war, killing, and genocide, and the suffering of so many people. I always wonder what I can do, and I realize it is just to keep working on myself, heart patterns, and be brave to speak my truth and not worry so much about what others think of me. Do you have any suggestions?
Well, the first place is to not to be disturbed by the news. Sometimes we feel like if we get upset, that's helping. It's helping humanity. But it actually isn't. As soon as we're upset, we're creating a chi field of being upset. That chi field imparts itself to everyone around us. You're creating a chi field of it's your patterns, your negative patterns. And then other people will be influenced by that and they will fall into their patterns. Now, this influence of your chi field is very large. It's not just in this room, say, it's going out everywhere, much further than you can ever conceive, to the whole universe. So to be calm, relaxed, and natural is a very important thing to try and be. And to know that the people, the things that are happening in the world are happening, say it's war, it's because other people's hearts are suffering. The greatest gift we can give is to feel compassion for those people. To feel compassion for those who have created this war, who have created unrest. Because they are in a lot of pain. And that's how we can help them. There's also practical things we can do in the world as well. We can take some steps, practical steps. But we don't need to be upset while we do that. We can do it out of love. Love for everyone that is doing the best they can to help. The people who are going to war, they're actually trying to stop their pain. They're just doing it from their false selves. So they're misguided. But it isn't a reason for us to go into our false selves. I hope that helps.
Thank you.
Thanks. When you did the exercise, one of the things that came up for me was around certain types of procrastination came up in whatever it is that we're trying to achieve. And then I had a thought around it when you were chatting about the constantly going back inside throughout the day. And that feels like a rhythm or practice that could also work around the procrastination in relation to the heart opening.
Yes.
It felt, can you explain what that thought was that went through my head when you had those things? Because I can't really understand it.
So the you can keep, if you want to keep, we can talk a little bit. The procrastination is a pattern, right? And it is trying to help you, that pattern. How is it trying to help you? Do you know why it's trying to do that?
Yeah, it's trying to send me a message of information about something in the context of what the thing is I'm procrastinating.
Why does it want you to procrastinate? What what benefit do you get out of procrastinating? Because you do, the pattern thinks you get a benefit.
Yeah, so sometimes it's maybe telling me information about the thing I'm procrastinating that is either not good for me, or there's some fear around it, or there's a pattern going on around the procrastination. So that's the only thing I can think of.
So like fear.
Maybe fear, or
Fe-
maybe
fear of what?
or maybe something that's maybe not valuable to me any longer, or
Oh, I fear it's not the right thing to do.
maybe that in some situations. Yeah.
So this is the thing to investigate, right? Procrastination is giving you something. It thinks, the pattern thinks, you need it. You need to procrastinate because it will prevent something happening. Hey, prevent something happening. And you're all about preventing that thing from happening. What is that thing? You're afraid to find that out.
Yeah.
So when you talked about the practice of going back to your heart over and over again, it gets you out of the procrastination place. And when, as long as you're in your heart, you are no longer in fear. And then you can actually act from your true self, from your heart, and you will be in full creativity. In that split second when you're in your heart, do you want to do these things that you're procrastinating on?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yes and no, depending on
Yes.
the situation.
So the heart is the thing that
The
chooses.
heart will show me.
Yes, the heart chooses the right thing. The false self can't choose the right thing. It always chooses out of fear.
Yeah.
Mm,
Thank you.
always.
Good answer.
We have another question online, and this
We
is
have
from,
time.
we have two more, and that's whatever you guys. Yeah.
Global Awakening Day. Okay. So now we're going to do the meditation for Global Awakening Day. Now this is where we set our intention for the year ahead. So really enjoy this and have fun. Being in your heart is fun. It sounded a bit serious when I was talking about it before, but it actually is really beautiful, and you can just flow with it. Feel every word in this meditation. Because Jan Sur designed this meditation. There is information in every single word of this. What I'm going to read out to you now. Okay. So, beautiful people, look straight forward. Enjoy your vision back into your body. Close your eyes. Let yourself enter a relaxed, calm, natural, unified, and harmonious state. Let's use the 6 verses to build a powerful chi field. Feel the inside and the outside of your body. Feel the world that constantly provides you rich nourishment and infinite strength. Awareness inside the body. Feel the emptiness and spaciousness within. Expand this awareness out, becoming one with the universe. Draw the awareness back to the body, calm and peaceful. Open to the universe with reverence and utmost Gongjing. Let the bright universe nurture your heart with compassion and love. Feel relaxed, free and joyful. Chi flowing harmoniously and smoothly. Now come back to the heart. Come back to your heart. From the deepest place inside yourself. Feel the Kai Shin verse with utmost sincerity. Heaven, earth, and human are all teachers with infinite wisdom. I open the door of my heart to trust and love them unconditionally. With gratitude in my heart, I receive the bright light of their love and wisdom and unify with it. My true self, my consciousness and heart are fully aligned with the light of Tao. With Gongjing, realization and wisdom are arising. I am one with the light of the wisdom of the universe. I feel a strong connection with myself. With all my fellow Rinshur practitioners. And with the whole of humanity. I am one with the universe. I am the universe. The universe is me. From the deepest place in my heart, I feel gratitude arising. I feel grateful to the universe, to all the lives in the universe, to all members of the human family, to all my family members, past and future, to all the people who are special to me. I'm grateful to myself in all I have experienced in life. I feel gratitude for everything. I am ready now. From the bottom of my heart, I feel determination and strength. I want to return to the inner space my life belongs to, the beautiful world of my heart. All the wonderful qualities of my heart, including trust, openness, love, gratitude, and gongjing. All the wonderful qualities of my heart will manifest themselves unconditionally. They will always be with me. I am determined to do everything I can to help myself return to my true self so it can manifest and continue to develop realization and wisdom. The bright light of realization and wisdom will lead my life forward on the broad, bright path of Zadu Durin. Deep inside myself, I feel oneness. I am one with all forms of life. All the people and everything in this world. We are all connected as one. We all depend on one another. And we share the same destiny. We are all equal and part of the totality. I am connected with everyone. From the bottom of my heart. I wish that eventually everybody will awaken. Let us say goodbye to the false self and its ignorance and allow the true self to manifest. Let's all live a new life and enjoy true freedom. Let the world be devoid of more pain and suffering, and may the acts of self-harming and harming each other come to an end. Let's hold hands and show our love and care for one another. Let's help one another and walk together on the path towards health, happiness, well-being, realization, and wisdom. From the bottom of my heart, I wish the world be devoid of greed, ugliness, brutality, and ignorance. Let's all wake up and create a harmonious, beautiful world that is filled with unconditional love, selfless giving, hope, and bright light. Keep yourself in a unified and harmonious state. From the bottom of your heart, express to the world and universe what you would like to achieve with your life in the year ahead. I am ready. I am ready. All of this will begin with me and my actions from this very moment. Open your arms. And draw all the positive information back to yourself and store it in the innermost part of your being, in your heart, consciousness, and true self. So it is now part of your life. From this place, be ready to welcome the world. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes and welcome and embrace the world in front of you. The world that is changing and improving all the time. Feel gratitude to everything and everyone. Gently open your eyes.
Thank you so much, Fiona. Such a treat to spend time with you today. And thank you so much for everyone joining us here in the space and everyone connecting online to connect into this chi field and the chi field around the world. Anything you want to add?
Just everyone who helped organize today. Took a lot of work, and so our team, the wonderful idea to make it happen. Or Shen was responsible for that too. Other than that, thank you everyone. Thanks for a wonderful day.
Thank you.